How can you determine if your shadow is influencing your life? Blockages, you're gonna find yourself sitting in bed, staring off. This happens a lot to people right before they go to work, or maybe before they get in the shower, or after they get in the shower, and they're sitting in their bed and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so not in the mood for this. And you just stare off and you're like, done. Another type of blockage is going to be you are scrolling until your brain is fried. You are scrolling and scrolling and scrolling that you would be embarrassed if anyone saw how much you were scrolling. So this all brings a sense of apathy. You feel mundane. And I know a lot of people I talk to who are in, they're either healers or they're magical practitioners as well. They'll just be like, yeah, I haven't been feeling called to do the magic. Even though you know that when you do it, you feel amazing, but it's like you just haven't done it. And so usually what happens with blockages is you'll catch a glimpse of what's going on. Like you'll have this moment where you're actually able to zoom out and look at this sim character you're playing. Another thing that comes with this too is you'll kind of realize like, I've been kind of hard on myself because there's a lot of negative thoughts going on. There's a lot of shame going on. There's a lot of excuses going on. And so you'll notice that maybe you notice you have a lot of weight on your shoulders that you didn't realize you were carrying. You might also have physical sensations as well. So these are energetic and emotional blockages that are stopping the current and making you feel stuck. Here's one for the students in the school and for mystics, occultists, scholars. How can you determine if your shadow is influencing your life? You start becoming really intellectual, really into the intellect, really into the knowledge, but you're not into the intuition as much anymore. And you're not necessarily sourcing things from gnosis. So you're actually getting lost in all the information, and that's used as a distraction rather than coming into the present and searching and seeking for the gnosis within. So that's another way to tell if you have a shadow creeping up. Here's one. You are drinking to numb out and escape, or you're shopping and spending money to forget about anxiety or unresolved issues. That can be a really popular way to tell. Relationships. So take a look at the relationships in your life. What kind of relationships do you have? This is going to be the biggest indicator. And when we talk about relationships, people always want to talk about love relationships. So are you entangled in relationships that constantly leave you feeling heartbroken or confused? You have to really sit down and ask yourself, why don't I attract someone that I deserve? Why aren't I with someone who feels ecstatic to be with me? In exchange, I'm with someone who is not emotionally available, or I'm with someone who actually is an asshole, whatever the list is. Ask yourself, like, why would I ever be with someone who is not completely ecstatic to be with me? There's a lot of chasing going on. A lot of ladies chasing men, men chasing ladies. It's pathetic. But it's natural in a sense when you live in a reality that's full of these people consumed by their shadows, because our innate, our like deepest desire in this cycle, in the Kali Yuga, that people feel is they want to be with that person. This is natural. We're trying to bring together the divine feminine and the divine masculine, but it's not working out. Another one is, do you experience physical symptoms, fatigue, brain fog, chronic pain, or emotional numbness? Something I want to say, because I'm all about body work, I'm all about this type of, movement and all of this type of stuff. Like, no matter how slow movement is, okay? I'm not like an intense person. I'm actually, myself personally, I like to teach more of a gentle yin, qigong type of movements, because I feel like that's also very necessary. A lot of people now are into the vigorous, just lift weights up, down, you know what I'm saying? So I'm more into like the fluid movement. But understand that your shadow will translate into physical symptoms. It does it all the time. Another one is, are you lashing out or are you regretting impulsive reactions? That's a big one. Family members is a big one for this. Okay, there's a lot of karmic ties there. But I also know that people like to get road rage, or they go off on people online all the time now. That's a big one as well. So also with partners. So if you're lashing out and you're feeling regret and shame, something within you is getting fed because of that. So the shadows feed as well. Okay, that's how they get bigger. Here's the complete opposite. Do you tend to shy away from conflict? Like, are you even afraid to speak up for yourself? Even when it's essential for you, like for your well-being, even when it's obviously fair. Now, I guarantee you, if you're one of those people, you're probably likely also a type of person that lashes out. Now, that doesn't really make sense, but that's because we wear different masks. So when you're at work talking to your boss, you got that one on that won't dare say anything or try to get in conflict or even have an argument. Or maybe when you're talking to a new partner, you don't want to have any disagreements, so you just go with their flow. But I guarantee you have another mask that you'll sure as hell lash out with that person. So it's very interesting how it works. Here's another one. Do you frequently escalate disagreements, insisting on being right? So in conclusion here, these are just unresolved shadows. Another point I want to bring up is that we know there is an external opposing force in this beast system, keeping it functioning, keeping the system functioning. And so it is the shadow. We call them the dark forces. These are the personifications of the deepest layers of the shadow. So the way the beast system works is perfectly to agitate your shadows. Because you might be wondering, we're like, yeah, this is within me, but I also know that, this is the beast system we're in, and it's the Kali Yuga. Well, they're one and the same. Examples. The Matrix will definitely agitate any shadow you are beginning to give into. I'm going to give you a very superficial type of example. Okay, this is very superficial, but we can all relate to something like this, especially like when we were growing up. So let's say you think you're in a better place in your life, you're feeling confident, but then all of a sudden you got this shadow tugging on you. And it's about you. This kind of sounds ridiculous, but it's the fact that you're not tall, you're short. So you got this petite female, we'll give the example of a female. You got this petite female, she's just about 5 feet tall, but she's always been really self-conscious about it. She thought she worked through it, but it's creeping up again. And she's okay with it. She's kind of like, yeah, she's given into the shadow. She's given into that voice in your head, because that's what the shadows are. They're the voices in your head telling you, I'm so short. These pants, I have to get them hemmed. They just don't look good. Like on that, all this trash. And so what happens? So the girl's been feeding into this. Maybe it's been a week, maybe it's been 2. She goes into work, and here comes 2 new employees, really tall. They could be models. And of course, they're walking in and she's just like, are you kidding me? This is my shadow agitating me even more. The Matrix knows your shadows. It will do stupid things like this. Maybe things come up on your phone, on your feed or something too. So maybe you see like a comment and someone's making fun of a short person or something, right? So it just works out this way. We all have our own things, right? So this is a superficial example, but it's intelligent. The shadow is intelligent. It's there only to get your attention. Actually, no, it's not. It's not there to get your attention. It doesn't want you to know that it's there, but it's there to dictate your behavior so that it goes with its agenda, because they have agendas.
Make sure to check out the links in my description for more information. This was an 1.5 hour live workshop, and so there's a lot more that goes into this. And if you want access to that, you can join us inside the School of Mysticism. Join our monthly membership to get access to all of my live lectures, including my daily energy training quest, where we get into Qigong and some intuitive movement as well. So if you're into body work and you're into healing and you're into breaking past the veil, definitely check out my links. I also have my one-on-one classes where I cater to your specific needs and your specific goals with yoga, qigong, and meditation. Thank you so much.